Now you can see now the percentage and the gaps that we have. Should we call ourselves proud of good performance? Never. We still have a lot to do together to qualify the rest of the country. Let's move on.
Today we are for budget conference. This is a perspective to guide the district in the forthcoming financial year. What should district prioritize so that services to the people are improved and we should realize accelerated development? And as Raymond, I have seen, I would love of all the departments and sectors, what I would prioritize that we should inject a lot of our money as a district is education. Because we are really lagging so much behind in education, and if we don't really work very hard to check on the loopholes, we shall continue deteriorating. I'm grateful that we have now this substantive district education officer. He spoke very well when he gave his budget proposal. I was impressed, but notably I need also to put across that we also need to put some other cosmetics in education so that we realize motivation. How can we motivate our teachers? We should have the staff houses. We can also have for the learners, they should have their seats, the desk should be with them, good classrooms. Those one can really motivate the learners, can motivate the teachers to embrace whatever they are tasked ahead of them. And also our parents, we need time and again to talk with them so that they realize the value of education. It is quite unfortunate, culturally we are getting backwards, and also in terms of literal development, we are also stepping backward. When you compare with Uganda way back in 1962, where Uganda was, where actually as a region or sub-region was rated second to Buganda in terms of education and literacy. And this is where we need to get back to where we were. And probably we should also become the first. That will be really my pride. And finally, I would also bring in health, because minus health, we cannot even achieve the tangible, the quality education that we desire. So we need also to inject much more money in health. We also need serious advocacy, community policing, so that they know, they understand that within their environment, they should also maintain their own personal hygiene and environment before someone comes in as the government or another person, responsible person, to correct where they can really not really manage. And if we do that, I believe we shall wholesomely improve on development and the upward accelerated growth for our district.
Because now when you look at the priority at the moment, we see production department taking a lion's share in the budget, yet there are other departments that are really in dire needs, because now generally when you look at the performance of pupils, especially in primary living examinations, in the whole of last year, Kitgum got 27 first grade, and entirely almost coming from just a single school. And when you look at the number of second grade, we are around 71. Then you see a number of students in third grade, and you see many students in fourth grade and U. Grade U were 1,168 students. Then grade 4 were around 680 students. Now, when you tell the number of students who passed in first grade, second grade and third grade, that fairly would be admitted in secondary schools. The number is even lower than the numbers who passed in fourth division and U. And that is so alarming. And to me, I think the budget should have been more allocated to education sector, because the future belongs to the young people. And in regard to what is there, I hope we will still heavily discuss in our different committees of council, so that we make sure there are adjustments, because these are just proposals of what to be done. And I've already seen many members are saying there is need to pay more attention to the education sector, and that is what we wished. Secondly, I also saw, especially some of the projects like in Department of Works, especially where I am the chairperson for the committee, you see capital project going in one direction of the district, and that is so unfortunate. And when you look at these capital projects, most of them, like the roads, like water, and even partners who are handling church projects, are coming from one side. You wonder whether these sides of The other side of the district do not have people. And these are imbalances that we are seeing, and we will check them in council. At an appropriate time, when time comes for committees, we will discuss this and make sure things are put right. And actually, the way things are being done, it is not being done in the right way. And as leaders, as councillors, we'll talk about it.
Team 1 Kitgum District will be the budget conference Makamegwa. Amiro, Awatni, Eneye states, Mea Chel, Mawano Neno Pajo, Mawano Kirgimacharo technical staffs, Magi Katiki priorities, Malupeki kit, Manoguno, demand when your services take it on the ground. Dong Kitgum District ne geo neno nyogo prioritizing ni puwa yagin mapirata. Amira waj ni tama pepoke mabo tutwal kilok me pu. Ero kerebet kumeno wangeo ni tigin makiluo ni IPF maipol karabino with conditions. Komberika ine neno most of activities mati under PDM enuni tie jami ma implementation nete under production ten lokene chene en mage chwalo ne ditte unyo activities mapol no cherka lok mepu kere bet kumeno machalo councilor abich ma aki na mokora sub county dok bene machalo ngarachiel ma tie ka ake e Greater Chwa East kama kombere liech okela yela matek to twale yene ana beru kaneno kerige waja ni lok me pu ero pole down tika neno pu ero peki tika yupeme neno ne ke gwogo jami maki puri kingange omiyo kombere ne ana neno kichwe chwiny to twal ne production ma kombere budget atila mali petie proposal mo maki kerone eni obikiro kaneno ne ke sensitizing dano e kid me gwoke kombal male ma ake ki deputie kede pebene tie lokmo make yubo matek to twal ni umiero kimio response unyo quick response karmano bal tika time kumeno omiu machalo lwakere bedgine opokeo in all the sub counties man mano chere e sub counties abichiel matiga akamale tiga yergo twale roma ke cherke bolo chane abola petien lokene jeme ene no kere bedne wateka targeting production pa jeme ene balle o mapeo o aunyo benefiting at mon mano balo kerone e lok mepu.
I am glad as the representative of the president in the district that the budget conference, the district, Kitgum district, has focused its priorities of 2024-2025 budget anchored on our focus as central government. What we as central government are doing is that we're focusing on an economy that is an integrated economy that is self-sustaining in the next financial year. And listening to the presentations, I find that incredibly close to what central government is thinking. For a fact, for us to achieve what we are saying we're going to do, central government is investing in PDM. Indeed, Kitgum district in its presentation has presented the 7 billion shillings that central government extended to Kitgum for PDM. This will help raise incomes in households. Number two, we're also doing something in as far as security is concerned, particularly in the eastern part of the district. Orom, Kiteny, East Orom. We are, for instance, deploying the military to make sure that that area is safe, to encourage production, especially agricultural production. Again, this is where for us as central government we focused, but also Kitgum district has highlighted that in the next financial year, interventions will be geared towards elevating production from the communities. And for us to meet that, or to achieve that, central government has come up with the tractorization program. Number one, to open up land as much as possible for the communities, or for the communities to engage in opening up their land. Two, central government is extending a grant for water for production. Again, we believe that rainfall-fed agriculture is not the way to go. We need to encourage irrigation as much as possible. Again, Kitgum district has also presented that as the bedrock for production going forward in 2024-2025 financial year. So, as a representative of central government, I am glad with what the district is doing, that they are as much as possible focused and anchored on what we as central government are focusing on. The other areas, of course, is to open up roads. For instance, the oilseed roads, the central government will be funding 30 kilometers of oilseed road have been earmarked in Kitgum district, and this has been presented, and for us as central government, we shall be supporting that. And these sub-counties where these roads will be constructed have been identified. Again, that will be boost production. Of course, there are also concerns. This will all happen once we deal with certain fundamentals and issues that are within our control. For instance, in the eastern part of the district, there is a constant invasion of elephants. Now that, if not handled well, may let us not achieve what we've set out to do in 2024-2025. Currently in the district, there is a herd of about 100 elephants, roaming the sub-counties of Orom, Namkora, and Kiteny. This we have to deal with in order for us to achieve what we're setting out to do.
Today we have come to attend the annual district budget conference, where the different heads of departments present their subsector budgets. These are budget proposals that have been developed from the grassroots. You know, the planning cycle in our country begins at the lowest level of government, that is at the parish level. The community have come together under the parish development committees and presented their aspirations for development. These aspirations have been costed and sent to the sub-county. The sub-county have in turn consolidated the budget proposals from the parishes and consolidated them into sub-county budgets and have been forwarded to the district. What we are looking at today is the district budget proposals. People would like to know, where does Kitgum district put its money? Apart from the technical departments that have presented their budgets, we also from the civil society fraternity have also used this opportunity for two main reasons. The first purpose to us of the budget conference is to play a civil society oversight role. We have come to be the ears of the community with and for whom we work. So we listen, we have been doing advocacy for the different needs that our communities express. We are following up whether these needs and the resources that need to be put in place to solve these needs have been included in the budget. The second purpose of our being in the budget conference is that we are also providing the district stakeholders with a report and a plan of the work that the organizations that are under us are doing in the district. So as civil society, we have also to report it to the district stakeholders the different interventions that our member organizations are making and plan to make.
Madok lokum yorkom. It is true ni facilities ma mekwa mukene chi mer ki met kerne. But ameta wajbe kamaleng ni ke por facilities make Kitgum district. Ki facilities of other districts within the country. In only relatively facilities, health facilities in northern Uganda, especially actually sub-region, at least state what Dr. Bay. But notwithstanding, we made a key care of priority come areas mawanoni infrastructure peti maber twal malupe ki ngoma watikere plan watawni ward mano tie yo rom mapeke tie rom yar watieko x-ray department me oriat ma tiche potum watawni mier watieko kidong urieri matian matichalo air center 2 chiek pagamente wayne mier guberi air center 3 yana etikin kwe infrastructural development ma watawni mier watie including even sub counties matie la boy oriat chalo mia nyima west namukora north uchuni east mier wa mak chingwa kachiel kilo tela mapapat were wanene gin ma mite machalo infrastructure o mier bet matie Kitgum malupe ki kita policy wajo kere chi wabitiu kachiel kilo tela wa tiu kachiel ki technocrats we tiu kachiel ki implementing partners manerne wa lobbying we kwa nong structures igini kerika bede wabino kachiel angeri ngi mwagari wa dek no at least 40% mabe.
For next financial year 2024-2025 the budget priorities are as follows. One is agricultural production and value addition. This is so necessary and relevant for us as people of Kitgum because we are all aware that most of the population are farmers. So enhancing agricultural production and value addition would directly impact on the livelihood of various households in Kitgum district. Another budget priority for next financial year is climate change and management of food security. The next is implementation of parish development model. As you are aware, that is the magic bullet that has been earmarked to enhance household income. So that will also remain one of our core priority for next year. Some more light onto the parish development model is that down there people take PDM to be only the financial inclusion pillar, yet there are others. So it is high time government felt that the community or the implementation should be guided to attend to other pillars, very important pillars or that embodied PDM. Also another priority areas is consolidating infrastructure development to reduce the cost of doing business. Also among the key priorities for next financial year are addressing security and governance. And then notably another one is human capital development. And these are issues to do with education, issue to do with the provision of health services. I would like to note that in Kitgum district today, we still have sub-counties without health facilities, and among them are Omianyima West Sub-County, Namukora North, and Namukora Sub-County, and lastly Muchwini East Sub-County. And these are now our advocacy areas to fulfill the government policy which says every sub-county must have at least an health center in it. So arising from the creation of many sub-counties in Kitgum. It rendered some of the newly created sub-counties without government-aided health facility. So this will form one of our core advocacy area, and we would at this point I would also urge development partners out there who have the capacity to offer these very important services to come in, and we construct health facilities in these 4 sub-counties. And then also still under human capital development, we have sub-counties or parishes without primary school. As you all know, it is a requirement by government that every parish must have at least a primary school. So we have a long list of parishes that are still currently without primary schools. And among them we have Akuna in Lagoro, Central Ward in Mukora Town Council, Gule in Orom, Jerusalem in Kidumatidi Town Council, Melong in Omia Nyima, Guapoke in Muchwini East, Pagwa in Kitgum Town Council, Pakumu in Kitgum Town Council, Kidumatidi Town Council rather, Parwech in Kitgum Matidi Town Council, and Wigweng in Namukora Town Council, among others.
Today's presentation has been a conglomeration of the various priorities that were generated from the lower local governments. We are all aware that the smallest planning unit is the Parish Development Committee. The respective sub-counties have generated their priorities, and these have been submitted at district level. Today is a day when the dissemination of such priorities and preferences have been laid down. In today's budget conference, many issues have come up. One issue which has been very key that came up in the course of discussion is the question of balance, regional balance in terms of capital projects that are given out. I think one very important thing is that this budget is not final. This budget is only a key highlight to give a general picture of what the budget for 2024-2025 is going to be like. One very important aspect of the budgeting is that the Technical Planning Committee, which is a combination of all the heads of department from their respective sectors, do sit and go through the priorities for the district. This is a planning process that involves the technical team, and when it is brought up in a presentation of this nature, when a broader picture for the budget for the district is here presented, this gives us the forum as participants who come from various walks of life. Today's participation has been very broad. It has included political leaders, technical persons, civil society organizations, media fraternity, and all concerned citizens. Because budgeting process is supposed to be participatory. That is where ownership and accountability, transparency is all emphasized. So in today's presentation has not marked the final end of the final picture or the finished product of the budget for 2024-2025. This is going to give a platform where people, the concerned persons who have issues can raise, so that certain issues are captured, and where possible corrections and adjustments are done. So my concern is that if it is assumed that this is the final position, I think this is not correct. This is a presentation to give key highlights, and the entire budgeting is still going to be subject to further discussions at committee level and all other sector levels. So I'm very happy that today this conference has taken place, and it gives me the picture that as district we are moving together. And above all, I'm also very, very happy for the participation of the respective civil society organizations who are active partners in the service delivery in the district. I think it has given us the impression and a clear picture this is totally a participatory process, which fact, as a district chairperson, I want to really emphasize, because at the end of the day, this budget is not going to be an individually owned budget, but it's going to be our budget.